Hello and welcome to an all-new Marvelcast, Explosion Network's hub of all things Marvel, a place to talk about everything MCU and beyond, from Avengers and Defenders to Santana, Hellstrom, and Topaz. My name is Ashley Hobley, your guide down the Witch's Road, and join me today, the astonishing Dylan Blight.
Hello, happy to be here to talk about the Witches of Westwood.
Close.
The Witches of Westview, sorry.
Witches of Westview. Yes, so today we're talking about the first TV spin-off in the MCU, Agatha All Along, or one of the 10, 20 names that apparently this show was called before it finally got released. Yes, so we're talking about the first two episodes today. Seekest Thou the Road, directed by Jac Schaeffer, written by Jac Schaeffer, and Circle Sewn with Fate, Unlock Thy Hidden Gate, directed by Jac Schaeffer and written by Laura Donney. Dylan, we've watched a bunch of trailers for Agatha All Along in the lead up to this. You've hated it so far. What did you think of the first two episodes of Agatha All Along?
I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I think the quick move away from the Wanda stuff is what cleared me up, because that was my number one worry based on the trailers. I was like, oh god, we're going to spend the whole time like turning it into a show that's explaining how Wanda comes back or some shit like that. I'm like, that's not what I want. It's not what I would like out of this show. And this is not what I got. I will say, the first 10 minutes or so, I'm like, oh god, this bloody Jane Doe over here, Wanda Maximoff. Let's move past that already. But I enjoyed how the first episode, it's a 9-episode season, double episode premiere. Very much the first episode's like, how do we explain how to get Agatha out of what happened at the end of WandaVision? And then episode 2 is like the start of the show, I guess, technically. Also, number one reason to enjoy the show so long is just Kathryn Hahn's just...
Yep.
Yeah, Kathryn Hahn,
Hahn.
and she's having a ball, and I'm having a ball watching her having a ball, is how I would explain all that. So, I mean, there's lots of mysteries. Obviously, the Joe Locke / teen character, but I like this mystery because it's so far a lot of fun. The fact that she just cannot hear him, and he doesn't seem to realize that's a thing. So, yeah, lots of, and then by the end of the second episode, the core cast of witches that we have collected, they're all a very different bunch, so I'm excited to see how their personalities all play off one another as we continue down the witches' road.
Yeah, I agree. This has been a lot of fun so far, which is probably primarily down to Kathryn Hahn just being fantastic. Obviously, she was a bit of a scene stealer in WandaVision, and she's fitting in perfectly well in the lead role.
But I'll say the other thing, like, she was in WandaVision, but this is like the first time we get to, like, she only got to play Agatha right at the end.
Right at the end.
So,
but she was like popping up, being Agatha-esque.
She was like acting
that we know of. Yeah.
Which
she does a lot in this as well,
Yeah. She does do it as well. But I think like just the Agatha-ness of like her trying to trick the witches at the end, trying to spell her, and or even just like at the start, obviously, when she runs out butt naked, and or even just the part where they go to Wanda's house and then she like spits on it. Like there's a lot more like of her showing her like her
actual personality.
Yeah.
Yes, let's just go through it. First episode opens. It's a fucking Mayor of Easttown parody.
Yep. Why not?
I'm sure they only did it because the town was Westview. It's like it's a close parallel. So apparently she's a cop who's called in for the one case that they can't figure out. And then we get Aubrey Plaza's character, who
I don't know. Does she have a name? Does any character in the show have a name? There's also a bunch of...
They do have names. Rio Vidal or Vidal.
Sure.
Pretends to be like an FBI agent. In the end, it turns out this is all part of her imprisonment by Wanda and the Scarlet Witch, and she figures out that Wanda is dead. I wonder if Elizabeth Olsen played that dead corpse in the morgue. Probably not. She does cat meets teen, played by Joe Locke, and accidentally kidnaps him as part of her, imprisonment. Yeah, I mean, the first episode is definitely like kind of like setting up a mystery of like what is going on with Agatha during this 3-year period, and then what finally breaks her out, which is this kid trying to find her to utilize her knowledge and skills. We do quickly learn that Aubrey Plaza wants to murder, and because she doesn't have the Darkhold anymore, she is vulnerable to all
She's
these outside
vulnerable
forces.
to being hurt, but they also quickly set up this thing where they can't actually kill each other or something. So that's what they say.
I thought it was like an ego thing. It's like, hey, you don't want to kill me until I'm at my best.
Or that, or like I guess she can't use magic on her to kill her because then it would activate Agatha's passive.
She had a pretty good knife though. I'm pretty sure she could have just stabbed her.
Maybe. Also, that's how I read Agatha. I read all her thing. The fact she's witchless but still has this power that if someone witch uses powers on her, should suck it. I'm just like, everything's a video game, I guess, to me. So I'm just like, oh, that's her passive ability, but she's lost access to her actual skills,
But she lost all the skills, like at the start of a sequel video game.
Yeah, so there you
go. I do find the idea that she has been running around town pretending to be a police officer, and everybody has just been going along with it.
Everyone's like, she's having a hard time right now.
Yeah, she hasn't been able to adapt since what happened, And yeah, I think that's the most naked somebody's been in the MCU so far. You definitely saw butt crack.
Yeah. So, I was about to say, I've seen Captain America's ass, haven't we?
No, not bare.
Logan?
I guess
Logan's ass.
Yeah.
We've seen Hugh Jackman's naked butt a couple times, I feel.
Probably.
Yeah.
Weird conversation.
Let's do a whole spin-out podcast on how much nudity is in the MCU.
Yeah. Doesn't need more. Will that put butts in seats? So yeah, I mean, the first episode's fine. Sets everything it needs to set up. Reminds you that Wanda died. Quotation fingers. But also,
I like the way they're also like, this person got hit with a very heavy object. It's like, yeah, she had a whole fucking thing building like crashed down on top of her temple, crash on her. So yeah.
Yeah, which I didn't click on straight away, so it wasn't until much later. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what happened at the end of that movie.
So straight away, I was like, okay.
Yeah, and every single Darkhold in all the multiverse was destroyed.
Yep.
So
they're like, let's explain that one out of the.
Yeah, so no chance of that happening again.
Get that out of the MCU.
Get out of there. But yeah, that was fun. Then we get the building the team episodes.
Also, just before we move on, as much as I was like, the first episode kept being like, all right, let's get to the reveal, or like this, get out of this dream sequence, or whatever you assume straight away that it is. I was enjoying Kathryn Hahn playing that police officer. I thought it was quite a.
She could play. She could do a Mayor of Easttown spin-off.
Yeah, it was. That was a bit of fun, I thought so.
Her going to that library and like, where are you?
Yeah.
Great.
I also just like the idea that now when you find out that she was running around the town just having these things, then when she was chasing Joe Locke's character and she grabbed him or whatever, that lady did pull out, and then after all that she goes, get back in your car, and then she just drags him away, and like she's like, all right.
They just conspiracy. What is it? Witnesses?
Yeah.
No, conspiracy to kidnap.
Yeah.
So yes, we do get this building the team episode after it's revealed why Teen sought out Agatha. He wants to travel the Witch's Road, which is fabled, law-ridden road.
It's the Wizard of Oz, but witches, right?
But witches, I don't know.
Marvel, I don't know.
Yeah, once you get to the end of the road, you get whatever your heart desires, Heart, classic. Brains, courage, going home, whatever. So yeah, because Agatha, after turning him down several times, desperately needs powers and is being hunted by another group other than Aubrey Plaza, agrees to help him go down the road. So the interesting thing about Teen is he can't say Agatha asks him his name.
He does say
He
his
can't
name,
say
but
it.
he doesn't realize that.
He is unaware
Yeah.
that he can't reveal any information about himself.
Yeah, so he's going to be the big reveal of the season, whoever the hell he is.
It'll be
Who is he?
something.
Who do you reckon he is?
It'll be, well, if we're based purely on looks, it's like, he looks like Wiccan, who is one of the Scarlet Witch's kids.
Yeah, and I've seen that thrown around. How does that make sense?
It doesn't make sense.
Okay. Just before I begin being like...
Unless you count time travel and,
well, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, how much sense does the Scarlet Witch manifesting children into existence make sense?
Yeah, I guess so. Doesn't even get to hear...
Those kids age really fast during WandaVision, so, maybe,
But he doesn't even, even when he's like, yeah, I lived on a farm, and blah, 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 even the fact that drowns
even we
out,
don't get to hear it, yeah.
We don't get to hear it, yeah. I think that's obviously, it works, help keep it as a mystery box, but helps also show that, he can say all this stuff and say his name, but everyone around him, he is nothing. Yeah. Obviously, someone's put that spell on him.
Yes, you would assume
and that's going to be another reveal, I guess.
Yeah, who's behind
that?
Yeah. And how is he a witch? It isn't exactly revealed. He does want power, which is his reason for going down the witch's road. Apparently,
he wants to levitate, man.
I get it. Yeah. If you had an option to blast people or shield people, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So the first witch we come across is Lilia Calderu, a 450-year-old Sicilian witch and a member of a 450-year-old Sicilian witch whose skill is divination, who is pretending to be your classic psychic. Another great Kathryn Hahn scene here where she just jumps in and starts lying for really no reason. About
this is my son. He can't speak very well. My husband recently died, and he left some money in a
gold bars.
Gold bars. Can you help me find it, dear?
Yeah. So she gives them a list because she's got divination skills. So they've got to track down the rest of these people. Next up, we've got Sasheer Zamata as Jennifer Kale, who is a sorceress, who is a potions expert. And is apparently has been blackmailed pretty much to become part of the Coven. She's got a bunch of legal troubles. She's been selling dodgy candles that may or may not have burned people's faces.
Well, everyone gets
off.
blackmailed, right? That's the thing.
Everybody gets
even
manipulated.
The first lady manipulate her by being like, hey, I saw this sign on the way in. Yeah, eviction notice,
So that, I think, another fun exchange, because obviously they've got some sort of history. Just fucking jade eggs, Is that a thing? I don't know.
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
To my understanding.
We have...
I like when she comes in, whatever she says. She's like, I need a da-da-da. My pelvic floor's killing me. I'm like, is this in the script, or are you just letting out liners now? Like, what are you...
I fully believe they would. There's a fair chance that a lot of that is improv.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me. We've got Alian as Alice Wu Gulliver, who is a protector witch, and whose mother apparently, one was a rock star who made the ballad famous, I guess, is the gist of it, and also disappeared on Witches Road.
How does someone know you disappear on the Witches Road if you never seen again from the Witches Road?
I guess they never come back, so you just assume.
So you tell someone, you're like, hey, I'm going on the Witches Road.
Yeah.
P.S. If I come back, that's definitely the cause of it. Now, they could come back and then someone else kills them or kidnaps them, but you wouldn't know. Because you'd assume they died on the Witches Road.
Yeah.
Also, how'd they get to the Witches Road before she made the song? I don't say what came first, the chicken or the egg, but if they have to sing the song to get to the Witches Road and she did the song, how's that work?
No, I reckon it's a cover.
Okay.
She covered the song, like made it famous for her own personal gain. It's like, what's the word? No, not coming to me.
You got him.
It's like a.
Don't even try. Just keep moving on, I reckon.
Yep. And then after they all meet at Agatha's place, like, hey, we need a green witch, an earthy witch. So she tracks down, who was it? Debra Jo Rupp playing Sharon Davis, who we think is just a regular resident of Westview, who we saw several times in WandaVision.
There's apparently a witch.
Is she a witch?
That's what I'm saying. Is she or is she not? So it's a Black Heart. Is that Aubrey Plaza's character?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that'd make more
I
sense.
believe so. It says that's what it says on the Wikipedia page.
Okay, that would make a lot more sense because as soon as she swallowed the note, I was like, okay, so it's Aubrey Plaza's character, presumably.
Yeah.
And then as it continued, and the fact she went and grabbed this random very obviously human character who has nothing to do with anything and drags her along.
Or is she? She's really good with the gardening.
So was mine then, you know?
Did Agatha do something
God
to her?
bless her soul. To mine then? No. Maybe that was the cause of her death. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
It's fine. She's passed. No, I'm saying it's Aubrey Plaza's character.
Yeah. But then is Debra Jo Rupp just a random lady?
Yeah, she's just a random lady. It's for a bit, right?
I don't know. Maybe she's secretly a witch, and like
it would be sort of funny if after all this it turns out she is a witch, and it was like
she was like mind wiped or something.
And even Agatha doesn't realize, and she's just like, "Oh,
she was mind wiped, and then she got mind wiped again by Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, maybe.
And the Scarlet Witch didn't undo the original one; just reverted back to version 2.
Could be true. But I'm going to say that she's just a gardener.
She's just a gardener.
She's just a gardener.
Just, you know. So yeah, the way to open the Witch's Road.
Like, why would she not want to invite her if that was the actual character?
Yeah, that's true.
That's
because she's annoying, or because she did the spell on her and she doesn't want to undo it for some reason, in case she realizes what Agatha did.
No,
you know?
She didn't want to invite her because she wasn't part of the thing.
I mean, many options. I mean, I'm not going to rule.
All I'm going to say is I'm well aware that Aubrey Plaza is a co-star of this show. Yeah. And currently she has no reason to come back until like the end of the show. So that's what I'm going to say. Also, did you see they had her doing ASMR?
Yeah, apparently she was licking a knife or something.
They know how to.
They know how to bought their audience.
They know. Yeah, it's me.
Good stuff. Yeah. So the way to open the Witch's Road or get teleported to the Witch's Road, singing the song.
I'm gonna try it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good song.
Yeah.
Solid scene.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it. Debra Jo Rupp just completely confused as well.
She's like,
and then she figured it out, you know. She got in there at the end.
Yeah, she had to learn the lyrics first, you know.
Yeah. It took a while for it to come into effect.
She had to Shazam it first and was like, I got this story.
You know. Such a famous song. How has she not heard this song before? Unless she's been mind wiped. Yeah, so it looks like whoever's chasing after Agatha almost gets them. Bloody weird looking.
Bloody that scene, I think it's like the when they're getting close to the house and they're like they do the whole like boom effect where they like
multiply
and stuff, yeah. And then at the end, right before Agatha closes the door, where it's coming down backwards like something out of a Conjuring film.
Yeah, there was a couple of solid jump scares there.
There's a jump scare when
you fucking come through the
window. Yeah, how'd that go for you?
Yeah,
probably the scariest thing you've seen all year.
Yeah, pretty scary. Just popping out.
How are you going with this show? This show sort of leans into the horror territory.
It leans into a little bit, but it's not too bad, you know.
Okay, awesome. Hopefully by the end, the season finale's on Halloween, I think so.
Oh yeah, so they'll just murder everybody. You know?
Hopefully, yeah. Good.
Yeah. Also, I'm enjoying Joe Locke in this.
I didn't think Marvel would team up with Damien Leone, but
I will say I'm enjoying Joe Locke in this, who is playing quite differently to He's Roland Heartstopper. Like,
I mean,
very different.
Heartstopper, he's meant to be a closeted queer kid who struggles for a while.
I wouldn't say closeted, but
Oh no, he was. Well, the thing is, before the show started, he was closeted, and he got outed, and then
That's true.
now he's an openly gay kid who's dealing with a closeted boyfriend.
Yeah.
Not spoil the show, but yeah, obviously he's playing a like teenage archetype in that show. In the show, he's not playing that. So
So
he's doing good in this.
yeah, lots of charm, lots of personality. Yeah, I'm enjoying the mystery box elements of the show so far. My one other hilarious joke is at the start when start episode 2, Agatha says, "I'm driving," and goes to a chair.
I don't know that was such a random throwaway like one-liner of a
not
joke,
a car.
Yeah, just sits down and everything. No car. Grab scissors. You're driving. Okay, it was very weird. I was like, okay.
She's been in a
she's been in a dream reality for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe she saw a car. Maybe she slipped back into that for a second.
Potentially. Any other final thoughts on these first couple episodes?
No, it's a funny, enjoyable show, and I think the proof is in the pudding here. And here's the thing: this show, I don't know how it will do viewership wise, but I'm gonna say hopefully it does at least decent, because it's so far like you don't feel like you're watching a Marvel show while watching it, which is a good thing.
I feel like it's got so little connections to the MCU.
Yeah, it just gets to be its own
just
thing.
Anybody who wants to watch a horror-esque or witch-themed show will be on board.
The thing is, like, you know when they say Wanda and stuff, like your mate goes, "Oh, I'm still part of the MCU," and you know that she's part of the. But I just think like even from the way it's shot and filmed and the tone and everything else, it just feels so different to the type of stuff we're used to, and that's good. And to be fair, that's exactly why WandaVision was so good, because it was just shaking up and that was the first Disney Plus MCU show, and at the time it was like, man, they're really going to like try such different genres, and they can try so many different things. And then over the last
they're going to take some risks.
They're going to take some risks, and then the last few shows have all just been like, okay, but this is just like an 8-hour.
Let's do the most boring thing possible.
Like, yeah, this is whatever. So up and downs with these things. Also, it's quite interesting. Also, that I saw trivia a couple days ago that said this is the first Marvel show where a character that it's like based on doesn't have a comic book of their own. I was like, oh, there you go. Like Agatha doesn't have an Agatha comic series.
Titled,
yeah. So
just a supporting character or ensemble cast.
Yeah.
What did you think of the credits? Because it was very odd to see, like, Lisa Simpson show up.
I think it's slightly changed between the first and second episode. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
Unless I didn't notice it. But like the second episode ends and the first thing they show you is like a book where the line says, take off your shoes before you walk on the holy ground or something like that. So
didn't notice that.
Yeah. So you got to pay
probably
attention.
Explains.
Pay attention, Ash. Like, okay. I'm over here.
Like, credits.
Yeah. You zone out as soon as the show comes.
Yeah. I'm like still names.
They're throwing up Bewitched and whatever the hell else. So
the old witch from the Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, like lots of witch references, which is cool. I like to now think that they're all just inspired.
There was somebody like an actress in a witch movie. I think maybe it's from The Coven, the film. I don't know.
Which actress?
Probably some Disney movies, Disney property which they've purchased at some point. But yeah,
know. Was The Coven owned by Disney?
Who am I thinking of? Hang on.
Who are you thinking of? Like, how's this the thing? How having to bring up this random ass thing, but didn't notice the first thing that popped up on the screen?
Looking for all the little
secrets. Do you mean The Craft?
Yes, that's probably what I'm thinking of.
Like the main girl? Like the main witch character?
Feruza.
Yeah.
Balk
or whatever.
Yeah.
He's
the Craft. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very similar. C words.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it might be. It says it was produced. It says Columbia Pictures put it out, so they wouldn't own or have anything to do with it. But sure.
All right, let's know what you thought. of the credits, but also the 2 episodes of Agatha All Along by going to explosionnetwork.com/Twitter or jump into Discord at explosionnetwork.com/Discord. If you want to help us out here at All New Marvel Cast, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars, and you can leave 5 stars. Just tell people about the show. And if you've enjoyed this episode, thoughts worth $1, head on over to our Ko-fi page at explosionnetwork.com/supports. Thank you very much for listening. Make sure you watch next week's episode of Agatha All Along, and join us next time for another All New Marvel Cast.
It was Agatha all along.
So, are you surprised the song wasn't in it at all?
Nah, I'll save it for the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she turns on all of them?
Maybe. You gotta save it for a moment. I feel like it would wear out if they, use it for the credits and everything. I went into it expecting it to be saved. That's fine.